So, what are the 7 wonders of the world? Have they changed? Stay tuned. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, we lead, we inspire. And I came up with the 7 wonders of the world. Not the ones that you're thinking of. There's not going to be any hanging gardens in these wonders or pyramids. Let's talk about the 7 wonders of the modern world. First one is, people don't plan, either long-term or daily. To me, that's an unbelievable puzzle. Why don't people plan their days? Why don't people have long-term plans for themselves? One of the things that separates the 5%er, the 1 out of 20 from the remaining 19, is the fact that most people in the 95% crowd just wing it every day. They wing it long-term. If you want to succeed in life, to me, it's like such a basic thing. You have to understand, hey, I got to sit down, I got to have some quiet thinking time, I got to plan out my day, I got to figure out what I want to have long-term for myself, for my family, for my country, for the world. What is it that we want to do long-term? And the majority of people don't do that. I can understand that. That's one of the wonders of the world. Second one, our education system gives you the fish instead of teaching you how to fish. You know, if you stop and think about it, what does our education system do, really? All it is, it starts off with one thing and it just kind of expands it to a more, I don't know, complicated way of doing it. But isn't our education system pretty much read the chapter and then answer the 3 questions at the end of the chapter from the book, and you'll find the answers right in that little section? Okay, great. So I'm poly-parroting what somebody else said. The point is, if you want to be an achiever, you have to learn the steps that it takes to achieve. It's as simple as that. That's what our education should be focusing on, is teaching people how to achieve. That's why when you hear people that are successful talk to you and they say, you know, they're asked, well, gee, how did you get to be, you know, Elon Musk, or how did you get to be, you know, Mark Zuckerberg, or whoever? They always talk about they learned things from other people that achieved that they didn't learn in school. Because in school, they don't teach you the how, they teach you the what. And that's like an impossible thing, because as we all know, the amount of information in the world doubles every 2.5 to 3 years. You're never going to learn all of the what. The point is, if you learn the how, then you can find out the specific what's that you're looking for, because you know how to find them. Number 3, people would rather communicate via text than talk to each other. You know, I'm finding this to be annoying, and I don't want this to seem like a get off of my lawn type of thing, but it doesn't make any real sense to me. I have a friend, a close friend, and he'll text me, and this is a guy my age, okay? So it's not like, he's, somebody that's Eli's age. This is, somebody, one of my contemporaries. He'll text me, and then I text him back. And then he'll have another question, and I text him back, and then it starts to go on. And I say to myself, why am I doing this? Now I've seen the young people today. I mean, they, move their fingers faster than the speed of light. It's unbelievable how quickly they can text, but it's still not the same as talking to a person, or better still, talking to a person in person. But if somebody's in a different part of the country, you can talk to them in person. If you got a question, a short question, all right, text, here's the question, give me the answer, boom, that's it. But talking to somebody, you can hear the inflection in their voice, you can hear the dramatic pauses, you can hear the laughter. It's like eating food that has no taste to it. That's the way I look at it. Take advantage You know, if you're going to do something more than a short question, when you stop texting, and because it costs the same, right? Your phone bill doesn't cost any more to call them than it does to text them. It's exactly the same. Doesn't make any sense to me. Number 4, people take themselves too seriously. You know, it's really easy to forget that we are less than a grain of sand on a beach in this universe, if you stop and think about it. I mean, think of how vast this universe is. People say that there are more planets out there than there are grains of sand on all of the beaches in the world combined. That's a staggering thought, isn't it? I mean, think of how little you are. Not only that, but not only are you little, but you're only here for, I would say, the blink of an eye, but that would be multiplying the length of time you're here exponentially, wouldn't it? I mean, we are here for such a short period of time. So, don't take yourself so seriously. All right? You're one person, you're one guy, you're one woman. It's like, don't take yourself so seriously. People, there are people out there, and I don't want to name any names. My first wife, excuse me, that are always looking for things to be disturbed by, okay? They're looking to be offended. They spend their time like, oh, he said this, he said that. Get off it. Start, you're one person. Don't take yourself so seriously. Number 5, fifth wonder of the world. People would rather exist than live. Wow. We get to a point in our lives, and it's not always that way, and that's not the natural way to be. Okay, that's not the natural way to be. Now, I can understand that with somebody that's very, very, very old, all right, that like getting up out of bed. I mean, people that are in, nursing homes or yeah, I can understand that. Okay, I mean, it's a struggle just to exist. But that doesn't happen until the very end. And not only that, but like I said, it's not the natural state. How do I know that? I'm going to give you an example from Eli. All right, when Eli was young, okay, he's young now, but I mean, when he was very young, when he was like, I don't know, 7 or 8 or something like that, one of the things that he liked, like most kids his age, was he loved the wrestling. All right, he'd watch the wrestling on TV, and he'd fool around with it, so on and so forth. Well, there was an armory right down the street from where we lived, and they had some wrestling that was coming. It wasn't the big shots, okay, but it was wrestling, and I thought like, oh, wow, he's gonna love this. When I was a kid, I went to Fenway Park, and saw somebody with a cauliflower ear, Professor Turo Tanaka, and I said, what the heck happened to his ear? Anyway, I digress. The point is, I thought that he would love it, and so I bought some tickets. It was so close we could walk to it. So we walked to this armory, and they were having like 6 or 7 matches. All right, it was a real small venue. So you could go up, you could touch the ring, you could touch the ropes, you could do all that kind of stuff. So we went, we got seats, and I said to Eli, you want to go down and touch it? No. He didn't want to do that. Okay, all right, fine. I'm doing this for you. I don't want to watch the wrestling. So anyway, we go and we're watching the first match. The first match, all right? And there's going to be 5 or 6 more of them. After the match was over, he says, Dad, let's go home. I said, why? He goes, I want to wrestle. I want to wrestle with you. I want to fight with you. I didn't fight with him. I took him home. And, we did what dads and kids do, mixed it up a little bit, had a little bit of fun. But what does that tell you? When you're younger, you want to experience. You don't want to just exist. You don't want to just watch. You want to do. You want to take part. You want to be active. Why does that stop when you become older? Why does that stop when you have a job and you get on the treadmill and you stop learning, you stop being curiosity, you stop wanting to participate? There's something unnatural about that. That's the 5th wonder of the world. Number 6, people don't see that everything is connected. live in their little bubble and it's only about them. It's not just about you. You know, we are here in the United States right now. They're talking about lifting the mask mandates. And I can understand that. It seems like, you know, the numbers are going down and things are looking good, so on and so forth. But let's think about what's happened already, just as an example. You know, we had how many different variants have we had? Why do you have variants? Because there are mutations. And as long as you have this virus going on somewhere in the world, there's going to be a mutation. And when that mutation becomes a dominant one, then we all get affected, not infected, but affected again. Just like we were with the Omicron. I mean, we were doing really well, things are going good, hey, we're all right, we're happening, you know, bing, bang, boom, and then we had Omicron. Where did it come from? It came from a different part of the world. Now, it doesn't mean that it can't come from somewhere here in the United States, but where people are not vaccinated, the likelihood is greater that the disease is going to spread. Am I right on that? Does that make sense? So we are all connected. We have to see that we have to not only solve the issue here in the United States, because it's not going to go away unless we don't. Same thing is true with global warming. We're all connected. We all have to lock arms together to solve certain issues. We're all connected as one, and we have to see that. Why don't people see that? I don't understand. And number 7, the 7th wonder of the world, is people focus on learning stuff instead of learning about people. Wow. You know, arguably, okay, and if he's not the number 1, he's darn close. Andrew Carnegie, who was at the time of his life the head of U.S. Steel. And he took that company and made it like a mega company. You know, people would be jealous of that. And you take, you know, if you take the amount of money he made and put it into today's dollars, if he's not the richest American that ever lived, he's certainly in the team photo. All right, he's certainly up there. Now, Andrew Carnegie didn't know jack about that stuff relative to the people he had around him. I mean, he was not a specialist in that. You know what he was a specialist in? Was understanding what motivated people, what got people to do things. Isn't that what a successful coach does? He takes a look, he doesn't necessarily know all of the little details, he knows most of them, but he puts the people in the right position to make things work. Not only that, but he gets them excited about getting those things to work. Understanding about people, that's one of the things, Eli and everybody else, the purpose of these videos that I make is to understand not only how you work, but also to understand what motivates other people, what gets other people to get off the dime and say, all right, let's go. Isn't that one of the most critical things as a leader that you have to know, is how to get people to rally around you? That's the big thing. And you also have to know how to get that job done, which will be another video, by the way, coming up real soon on leadership. So the 7 wonders of the world, once again, review them real quickly. People don't plan either long-term or on a daily basis. 2, our education system gives you the fish instead of teaching you how to fish. Number 3, people would rather communicate via texting than talk to each other. Number 4, people take themselves too seriously. They don't see that they're just a speck on the canvas. Number 5, people would rather exist than live. They get comfortable and then they stop living. They stop being curious. They stop being active. Why? Number 6, people don't see that everything is connected, that we're all in this together. And number 7, people focus on learning stuff instead of learning about motivating and rallying other people to get things done. 7 wonders of the world. Next time we get together, I'm looking forward to it. And until that time, hey, don't ration the passion, fashion the passion. I'm Eli's dad.